You might be feeling a bit tired from learning about tags in the last session, so let's introduce something simpler in this one: the basic structure of HTML. Alright, open the folder for this session and let's create a new notepad file. Inside it, I'll import a tag. Let's use the import tag again. Save it, then open it in the browser. The browser renders it as an import box. It has an outer border, and when we click it, we can type text inside it. Now, have you ever wondered why the browser can render an import box with import functionality just based on the import tag we wrote? Okay, I'll use an illustration to demonstrate this process and help you understand. The code I just wrote is what we call source code. Do you still remember that term from early lesson? When we open the source code in a browser, the browser doesn't just trust us completely. It first performs a basic HTML validate on the source code. If our source code is valid, the browser then renders it. However, if it's invalid, the browser modifies the source code as much as possible to make it valid and then renders it. Here's the thing: our source code with just only this import tag is actually invalid. Wait, I'm not saying there's writing error. I'm saying we are missing lots of structure. So when the browser receives our source code, it follows this process. It adds an outer HTML tag, an inner head tag, and a sibling body tag. Then it places the import tag inside the body. Only after completing these adjustments does the browser start running the code. So essentially, the browser is executing the processed version of our code. At this point, some of you might ask, is what you are saying true? Does the browser really process our code? Okay, let's go back to the browser and verify. Some of you might think, I know this. I'll just right-click and select View Page Source. But is this correct? No, it's not, because what's displayed there is the source code we wrote, not the processed version. Let's click to check. See, this is the exact source code we wrote, nothing extra. Okay, let me tell you the right way. You should use the Inspect tool. Its shortcut is F12. This tool is something we'll frequently use in development in the future. Very important. After opening it, you'll see many tabs. But for now, let's focus on the Elements tab. Do you remember from early lesson that we also call HTML tags elements? In this tab, you can see the code that corresponds to the content of the web page. Click the small triangle next to the body tag to expand its contents. Look closely. Doesn't it match the structure I just described? The outermost HTML tag contains a head tag and a body tag, and the body tag contains the import tag we wrote. Is that correct? Now that we verified the browser does add code for us, does that mean we don't need to write those parts ourselves? The answer is no. We still need to write them. Why? Take the head tag, for example. Do you think the head tag is complete without a tag body and any attributes in it? Is that correct? Of course not. In real development, we'll often write a lot of additional content outside the body tag. Let's talk about what goes inside the head tag and what goes inside the body tag. The content in the body is what we want to display on the page, while the content in the head tag doesn't appear on the page. Some of you might doubt this and want to test it. Alright, let's test it together. Keep our hands busy. Open a notepad file, cut out the import tag, and write an HTML tag. Inside it, add a head tag and a body tag. Now, paste the import tag inside the body. Then let's copy the import tag and also place it inside the head tag. Let's see if the content in the head tag really doesn't appear on the page. Open the browser and wow, what happened? I've been proven wrong. The browser rendered two import boxes. There's one in the body, so the other must be from the head. But am I really wrong? Let's open the inspect to check what happened. Notice something? I clearly wrote an import tag inside the head tag, right? But now in inspect, both import tags are inside the body. What's going on? Do you remember the process I explained earlier? When the browser receives our source code, it checks whether it's valid or not. If what I wrote is invalid actually, the browser adjusts it to make it valid. That's exactly what happened here. The import tag in the head was moved to the body because placing an import tag in the head is invalid. So, what can we write in the head? Here's an example. The title tag. What's the title tag? Look at the current web page. What's its title? Do you know? This part is the web page's title, or you can call it tab name. Notice how the title matches the file name? Can we make the web page title different from the file name? Definitely. That's the purpose of the title tag in the head. Let's try it. Inside the head, add a title tag and write the desired title name inside it. Save and reload the page. See? The web page title has changed. And when we open Inspect again, the title tag is still inside the head. It wasn't moved to the body tag as the import tag I wrote in the head tag before, which means our code is valid now. As we continue learning, you'll see that the HTML tag also can have attributes, and the head tag can contain more than just the title. That's all for this lesson. Don't forget to review and consolidate what you've learned today with our notes, which I will put them in the description below the video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next session.